Snow crunches underfoot as the deer makes her way to the tiny house. Just an hour before, the windows were glowing with warm light, a beacon at the edge of the shadowy forest. Now the windows are dark. Only moonlight glances off the crisp snow, casting a white glint in the deer's eyes. On her back is a woven pouch filled with carefully carved stones she was afraid she would never get a chance to use. She has labored on them long into the muggy, mosquito-filled summer nights, carving each little divot and mark with tender attention. These ministrations have cost her, as if she were pouring a little of her own life into each careful score. In the fall, the deer wove a bag from long, dying grasses. She practiced wrapping the stones in a bundle of moss and cradling them to her chest as one might a child. The deer does not know where the obsession has come from. The deer does not even know where the deer herself has come from. It seems almost as if she has been born at the same time as the obsession, both of them crystallizing in one perfect moment. A soft breeze blows, and the juniper trees at the edge of the wood begin to whisper. The deer pauses and turns to look at them scornfully. Secretly, though, she feels a thrill to be noticed. Juniper trees are busybodies and gossip mongers, and it is exhilarating to imagine the tale of tonight being spread throughout the forest. She walks around the house until she comes to a window in the back. She peers in anxiously between a crack in the ragged curtains. Perhaps they have rearranged since the last visit? But no, all is exactly as she remembers. She shrugs her pouch onto the ground, the stones inside rattling against one another. She roots around inside and pulls out a stick, the perfect stick for the task, sturdy with one end shaped to a point. This, too, has taken care. The deer has practiced this next bit. She places her hooves on the windowsill and rears up on her hind legs, stick in mouth. She jams the pointy end of the stick beneath the window and begins to lever it open. The stick whines, and there is a very bad moment when the deer thinks it will break, thinks it will be for nothing and this night is not the night after all, but it doesn't. Instead, the window raises a few crucial inches, enough for the deer to slide a hoof under it. Slowly, the deer pushes the window up. It does not seem to want to open and shudders reluctantly against the frame. Patience, the deer thinks to herself. Always patience. And then the window is open and the deer is in the room, and there it is in front of her, just as perfect as the day she first laid eyes on it, the child, sound asleep in the threadbare little bed. Painstakingly, tenderly, the deer arranges the stones next to the child. She wraps the child in a blanket of moss, and it stirs and fusses gently, but does not wake. Moss gripped carefully in her mouth, the deer carries the child to the window, leans out, and lets them drop softly onto the snow. She pauses, afraid the child might be jostled awake and cry out, but the child only heaves a sleepy sigh and returns to rest. The deer maneuvers her long limbs back out through the window, getting a little tangled in the curtains. With a soft rip, she pulls free and tumbles out into the snow. The deer pauses to look down into the face of the sleeping child now glowing in the moonlight. It is time for the part she has practiced most. She gathers the child up in her front legs and rises, with a lurching wobble, onto her hind feet. In careful, measured steps, she picks her way back toward the junipers who have fallen silent. They've never seen something like this happen before. Deer and child disappear into the thick woods just as fresh snowflakes begin to fall, filling in her tracks as if nothing has happened at all. The next morning a mother rises to wake her child, cooing softly. She lifts the child from the bed, and away rolls its perfect little stone head, hitting the floor with a heavy thump.